Hello students, welcome to our last lesson on Unit 4. In our previous class, we have seen 2 points. One is microorganism and the other one is disease. As we have seen in our previous lesson, we have listed types of microorganism, and also we have tried to explain the role of microorganism in our environment. And secondly, we have seen diseases. Diseases, as we have defined, these are malfunctioning of our body due to microorganism or due to other reason. If disease is caused by microorganism, we call the disease communicable disease. And as we have seen in our previous lesson, diseases can be transmitted from one person to the other by different mode of transmission. And in addition to transmission of different diseases, we have also seen the way how we can prevent ourselves from different diseases. In this period, we are going to see HIV. HIV as one type of sexually transmitted disease. We will see some important points about this disease. As you know, HIV AIDS is an abbreviation of two terms. AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This disease or AIDS is not inherited from our parents, or we cannot inherit the disease, but this disease can be transmitted from one individual to the other or from mother to child. That's why it is said that acquired. And the disease is characterized by weakening the immune system of our body. HIV is the virus that we call human immunodeficiency virus, and this virus is the main cause of AIDS. HIV, or the virus human immunodeficiency deficiency virus, is the cause for AIDS, and this virus cannot infect other organisms other than human being. For that reason, it is known as human immunodeficiency virus. Therefore, we can say that HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. HIV is the causative agent, and AIDS is the combination of illness that is result due to infection by HIV virus. Therefore, students, when you study about HIV and AIDS, you have to differentiate AIDS with that of HIV. HIV is a virus, whereas AIDS is the disease that AIDS is the disease that resulted due to infection by HIV. Here we have the structure of HIV. HIV as a virus has simple structure, but when we look at the detailed part of this viral particle, it has all these structures that can help the virus to attack the white blood cells in our body. As you can see on this diagram, all these structures are used by the virus to attach itself with white blood cells, again to multiply itself in our body. Therefore, HIV virus can infect our body by using its different structures, and these different structures allow the virus to multiply in a rapid rate and to attack our immune system, so that it leads to the disease what we know AIDS. If HIV is a virus, so how can this virus can transmit from one individual to the other? HIV can transmit by one of these three methods. One of the transmission method is unprotected sexual intercourse. It says unprotected sexual intercourse. Having unprotected sexual intercourse with infected individual will cause the disease. This is the main mode of transmission of HIV, mainly in our country. HIV can transmit from mother to child by 3 methods. It can transmit from mother to child during pregnancy, or it can transmit during childbirth, or at the time of breastfeeding. It can transmit by one of these 3 methods. And the third mode of transmission is contact with infected blood. Contact with infected blood. When we say infected blood, blood that carries HIV. How this contact occurs? This contact may occur at the time of blood transfusion. When blood transfusion occurs, there may be infected blood, and that time the disease, the virus will transmit from infected individual to normal individual by sharing sharp materials. By sharing sharp materials like needle or other sharp syringes, other sharp materials can also act as a means of transmission by transmission for HIV. Therefore, students, you have to identify this mode of transmission in order to protect yourself and your community from HIV. If we say this much about the introductory part of HIV, let's have a check on what we have discussed. Here we have one question that says, what is the difference between HIV and AIDS? Can you answer this question within 20 seconds? Let me give you 20 seconds to answer, and I will return back. Okay, welcome back, students. I hope you have answered this question correctly. If you answer, HIV is the virus and AIDS is the disease caused by HIV, you are correct. The next question, list 3 ways by which HIV transmitted from one person to the other. Again, I will give you 20 seconds to answer this question. Okay, students, let's see the answer. If you answer this question as follows, you are correct. HIV can be transmitted by unprotected sexual intercourse from mother to child and by blood contact. You are correct. Okay, if we look at the introductory part, let's see the main important way by which HIV affects our immune system. Students, I hope you have learned how HIV affects our immune system in your previous classes. HIV affects the immune system of our body, and this immune system, as you know, is very important system in our body because the immune system protect our body from diseases. It can protect or it can defend our body from diseases. And again, HIV as a virus can affect only the immune system of the body. Let me give you one example. For example, if you take common cold, it affects which part of our body? It affects our respiratory system. It affects our respiratory system. Common cold is also caused by virus, but it affects only our respiratory system, but not our digestive system or circulatory system or any other system. Just like this, HIV also affects only the immune system of our body. When HIV affects the immune system, it affects only type of cells that are involved in our immune system by defending against disease-causing microorganisms. These cells are considered as immune cells. When we look at the immune system in general, it has two types of white blood cells that play important role in our immune system, and these two types of cells are T cells and B cells. They are namely known as T cell and B cell. T cells are used to recognize and attach to a cell carrying foreign antigen. In case of HIV, the foreign antigen is HIV protein that's found on the T cell and destroy it. Therefore, T cells are very important to identify the bacteria or the virus or the disease-causing microorganism, and they immediately destroy it. The second type of cells are B cells, which are also work with T cells in collaboration to protect our body. And the B cells, again, recognize foreign antigen and they destroy them by producing antibodies. Remember, we have said that in case of T cell, they kill or destroy the foreign antigen or the microorganism directly, but in case of B cell, they kill or destroy microorganism by producing antibodies. And when we look at HIV, as I have told you, HIV attack only T cells of the immune system. It attacks only T cells of the immune system. Why? These T cells are very important for communication in the immune system. All cells communicate by the action of T cells. And these T cells will make other cells to be active, or they help in communicating with other cells to fight with disease-causing microorganisms. For that reason, when HIV attacks T cell, it directly attacks our immune system. It directly attacks the immune system. But if the immune system lacks T cells, its efficiency becomes decreased, or it cannot perform its work in the absence of T cells. If you look at the role of T cells in our immune system, if more HIV virus reproduce in our blood and attack more T cells, the immune system efficiency become weak, or the immune system become weak to fight with other disease-causing microorganisms. That's why people with HIV virus become weak in resisting different types of disease. Therefore, the presence of both cells, both T and B cells, are used for effective functioning of the immune system. They have important role in maintaining the functioning of the immune system. If HIV affects our immune system in this way, so what are the characteristics of the symptom of this virus? HIV, after it has been entered to our body, it takes some period, depending on the individual immune system, to produce the symptom. If the symptoms start produced in our body, we will see these different symptoms. As you see here on the diagram, one of the symptoms is headache, and enlarged lymph nodes around here, swelling of lymph glands, and when you look at the respiratory system, it causes dry cough. Most of the time, HIV-infected individuals have pneumonia and sore throat. And in the digestive system, you can observe symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, and so on. And in case of muscles, it can cause muscle pain or joint pain, and so on. These are most the symptoms that you can observe in HIV-infected individuals. But most of the time, few symptoms will be observed in HIV-positive individuals. But later on, when the T cells decrease in number, or when the virus increases in number, it immediately decreases the number of T cells. Why? Because when HIV infects the T cells, immediately it kills the T cells. If T cells killed in our immune system, there is no more communication, or there is no more information exchange with other immune system components. Due to this, different types of diseases will attack the body. That's why at the end of the day, there will be infection of different diseases, and finally leads to death. It finally leads to death. If diseases occur in our body, since the immune system is weak, the individual become weak, and finally the individual will die. Therefore, in HIV infection, what we have to know is as soon as infection occurs in our body, we have to take medication, or we have to take medicines known as antiretroviral drugs. These drugs or these medicines are important because they slow down the progress of HIV AIDS, which means the reproduction rate of HIV virus in our body is very fast compared with the formation of T cell, so that if the number of virus increases, the efficiency of the immune system decreases. Therefore, these antiretroviral drugs will reduce the rate of multiplication of the virus in our body, so that it can slow down the progress to AIDS, the progress to have this combination of illness in individuals with HIV. And also these drugs are important to protect unborn babies from infection. But the main point is these antiretroviral drugs do not cure